Right now, 99% of men are walking through life completely blind to a silent language that is being spoken directly to them every single day. They are waiting for a bold confession, a dramatic gesture, or a neon sign that says she likes you. And because they don't see those things, they assume the connection isn't there. But here is the cold psychological truth. A woman will almost never tell you she is interested in the early stages, not because she is being difficult, but because her nervous system is hardwired to communicate through subtle behavioral shifts rather than direct words. Today, I am going to hand you the psychological decoder, the 4 specific high-stakes behavioral leaks that reveal exactly what is happening in her heart before her brain even processes it. We are going to dive into the neurobiology of memory tags and why her remembering a throwaway comment you made 3 weeks ago is a massive indicator of emotional investment. I will show you why her becoming irrationally competitive for your attention in a group setting is a biological reflex she cannot control, and how the manufactured necessity protocol is the ultimate proof that she wants you in her orbit. If you are ready to stop guessing and start reading the actual fingerprint of female desire, you cannot afford to miss a single second of this. To master the art of reading women, you first have to understand the memory attraction loop. The human brain is an incredibly efficient filter, discarding 99% of daily data to save energy. However, cognitive neuroscience tells us that the brain only stores information that carries significant emotional weight. When a woman remembers a tiny, insignificant detail you mentioned in passing, like your favorite childhood candy or the specific way you take your coffee, it is not just politeness. It is a biological marker. Her brain has classified you as emotionally significant. It is literally building a database on you because you matter to her nervous system. If she brings up a specific preference or a minor story from your past unprompted, she is revealing that her emotional brain is on overdrive whenever you are mentioned. This isn't a memory feat, it is an attachment signal. The second pillar of attraction is what psychologists call intrasexual competition behavior. When a woman genuinely likes you, she becomes almost allergic to sharing your focus. This isn't about loud, dramatic jealousy, it is much subtler. In a group setting, if you start talking to someone else, notice if her energy shifts. She might suddenly become more humorous, more engaged, or physically move closer to you without even realizing it. She is reacting to the possibility of losing your attention, even if the person you are talking to is not a threat. Her brain is running an ancient program designed to protect a valuable resource: your focus. If her social performance spikes the moment your eyes move away from her, you have your answer. The third sign is unconscious mirroring, driven by the brain's mirror neuron system. This is a network of neurons that fires when we observe someone we feel emotionally attuned to. But the secret isn't just that she copies your movement, it's that she does it when she thinks you aren't looking. If you shift your weight, lean back, or take a sip of your drink, and she replicates that movement a few moments later without looking directly at you, her nervous system is literally syncing with yours. Her brain is trying to get in rhythm with you because it has classified you as a person of high emotional value. It is an involuntary biological echo that her words could never hide. The fourth and most powerful signal is manufactured necessity. Because women are often socialized to avoid looking desperate or overeager, they create plausible reasons to be near you. She will invent a problem that only you can solve, ask for advice that she could have easily found elsewhere, or need your help with a task she is perfectly capable of handling alone. These aren't real problems, they are doors. Psychologists call this proximity-seeking attachment behavior. It is the same mechanism adults activate when they want someone in their orbit, but need a logical excuse to stay close. If she is involving you in small, specific tasks that don't actually require your presence, she isn't asking for help. She is asking for you. When you see these 4 patterns together, the memory tags, the competitive focus, the neural mirroring, and the manufactured need, the conclusion is no longer a guess. It is a psychological fact. Women are not complicated, they are careful. They move sideways into attraction, rearranging their entire behavioral world to keep you in it without ever having to say a word. The question isn't whether she finds you attractive. The question is whether you are paying enough attention to see the world she is building around you. The reason these signals matter so much is that they move you from a state of confusion to a state of absolute clarity. There is nothing more paralyzing than not knowing where you stand with someone you care about. When you can read these patterns, you stop being a passenger in your dating life and start being the director. You can respond with confidence because you aren't guessing anymore. You are observing data. Most men miss these signs because they are looking for the big, loud, cinematic moments. They want the hair flip and the deep stare, but real attraction lives in the quiet details. It lives in the way she remembers your sister's name and the way she shifts her chair 3 inches closer to you when another woman enters the room. It is also important to understand the timing of these signals. If she mirrors you while you are staring at her, she might just be trying to be polite or professional. But if she mirrors you when your back is turned or when you are looking at your phone, that is the mirror neuron system operating at its purest level. It is her body speaking for her, because her mind hasn't caught up yet. Similarly, manufactured necessity is most powerful when the task is completely trivial. If she asks for help moving a couch, she might just need help moving a couch. But if she asks for your help setting up an app that takes 10 seconds to figure out, she is choosing you as her primary point of contact. She is inviting you into her life through the back door of practicality. True mastery in dating is not about chasing signals. It is about recognizing the patterns that are already playing out in front of you. Once you see the decoder, you can never go back to being blind. You will start to see these fingerprints everywhere, in the office, at the gym, and on every date you go on. You will realize that the women you thought were indifferent were actually screaming their interest through every small, calculated movement and every long-forgotten detail they brought back to life. As you walk away from this, remember that attraction is not a trick to be triggered. It is a biological resonance. When you show up as a man who is grounded, observant, and emotionally intelligent, you create the environment where these signs can flourish. She shows you her fingerprints because you have made it safe for her to do so. You have proven that you are worth being remembered, worth competing for, and worth needing. The signs are there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for the man who is disciplined enough to notice them. Stop wondering if she likes you, and start watching the world she is creating around you. The evidence is undeniable.